Hey there, handbag lovers. It's Mindy here, and we're going to talk about the resale market and the 2025 Real Resale Report. My name is Mindy, and I am the owner of Posh Purse Company in Naples, Florida. We sell luxury pre-owned handbags and shoes at 25% to 50% below retail. So this Real Report has been very interesting to me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so you can be part of the Posh Purse Company family. So let's talk about the 2025 Real Resale Report. I found this one very interesting and very exciting, actually, considering I own a resale consignment store. 1/3 of clothing and apparel items purchased in the US over the last year were secondhand. 1/3. What do you think about that number? Does that seem high to you? I'm thrilled. I can't wait till it gets to be 1/2 or 2/3. But I found that very interesting. I personally, until just a few months before I opened Posh Purse Company, I never bought secondhand. That's what made me open Posh Purse Company, because I bought a pre-loved bag. I got it home and I thought to myself, why in the world would I ever buy another brand new bag and pay those full retail prices when this bag is basically brand new for a fraction of the cost? So I get that. I'm on board with that. And I am definitely one of the strong believers in the secondhand market. And I'm part of that 1/3. So what about you? What would you say of all the percentage of stuff that you buy? What would you say, what percentage of that is used and what percentage of that is brand new? I would love to hear that. Put that in your comments. Okay. Also, it says 47% of shoppers consider the resale value before purchasing. Now, that number, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that number, because I do feel like it's a little bit higher on higher end items. Like, well, maybe not, because I know that Prada is not the best resale value of handbags that I could have purchased. But when I was in Italy, I did buy a Prada because I loved it and the price was reasonable. But I know it's like, okay, if I go to resell this, it's going to be on the lower end as far as my return on investment goes, versus other items that I know I could have bought and got a higher rate of return. But that is not my number one consideration. My number one consideration is, do I love this bag? Is it something I really want? And that to me is more important to me than resale. I don't buy to resell. I buy because I love. I've in fact never actually resold any of my personal items. I only resell for the store because, for me, I want what I want. And, obviously if I get tired of some bags, I'm going to be reselling them, but I wait and get something that I really want. And then so far, I haven't gotten tired of them, but I'm sure it will. But what do you consider when you purchase? Do you just buy it because you want it and you don't really care? Or is your main consideration because you want to know it's going to do well in the resale market? So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. I would appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about what they say is the most iconic fashion moment of 2025, and that is Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show and the Celine flare jeans. There was a 963% spike in searches for Celine flare jeans in 24 hours. 963% is a pretty significant spike. So good job, Kendrick Lamar, for boosting the Celine jeans there. This might not be a surprise to some of you, but the brand that had the biggest jump in resale value, Miu Miu, 31% increase since last year. Now, brands like Gucci, they're struggling. Their last quarter losses were 25%. They were down, their sales were down 25% last Q2. And I think Q1 was right around there as well. So Gucci not doing so well. Louis Vuitton saw seeing not great numbers. Same with Prada and even Chanel. Okay, a couple other brands to mention that saw significant increases in searches. Balenciaga, they're on the comeback. They had their little situation a couple of years ago, but it looks like they are on the road to recovery. Their searches increased 310% from last year. Loewe, they are on the rise, 488% increase in searches. And Dior staying strong at 114%. Okay, most searched brands of 2025. Probably no surprise. Number one, Louis Vuitton. Number two, Chanel. Number three, Prada. Number four, Miu Miu. Number five, Gucci. And number six, Loewe. So what do you think? Oh, wait, there's more. Number seven, Bottega. Number eight, Celine. Number nine, Dior. Number 10, The Row. And tied. Number 10 is tied. Fendi and Dior. The Row and Fendi are tied. So the Row actually saw resale value increase 25%. Fendi 17%. So I'm not quite sure how they tied, but anyway, I don't make this. I don't make the rules. So does any of this surprise you? Does it surprise you that Dior's number 9 below Bottega and Loewe? Kind of surprised me. Does it surprise you that Celine is above Fendi? That Bottega, that basically all of these are above Fendi. Now, Gucci still number 5, despite their slow sales. They're still, still a very popular brand. I find here at the Posh Purse Company, our strongest seller is Louis Vuitton, although I will say every single day I have someone come in and tell me that they're absolutely tired of the monogram. What do you think? Are you one of those people that are tired of the monogram? We are really selling a lot of the Demi Azur print. Those pretty much go off the shelves. If you have any of those bags that you're not using, definitely contact us to consign that bag with us because it does sell fast. Again, we're in Southwest Florida here, so we carry light colors all year round. Now, the light colors, the ivory bags, the light beige bags, those sell very fast. We have a lot of canvas right now, and we've got a lot of the a bean print. Here's an interesting one. The searches for the Speedy were up 110% from last year. So the Speedy is still staying strong. We have a few Speedies here at Posh Purse Company, and people love the Speedy. I don't think that's ever going to go out of style. And of course, we have a Speedy P9 in the candy, the beautiful pink. It is so beautiful. I'm in love with her, and I tell her so every single day, at least once a day. Okay. These brands saw the biggest jump in searches. Not surprised at all. Number one is Coach, 160% increase. I have not bought a Coach bag in over 20 years, but I'm going to tell you, I am digging them. I think they are absolutely beautiful. I think they have done such a good job with their recent releases. The Empire, especially the Empire 40, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're well made. They smell so good. The leather just smells so great. I think they're classic bags. I think they hit the nail on the head. I think they're doing an amazing job with design. We don't carry those in the store, but I'm kind of considering it because I think they're gorgeous. Okay, number 2, Ferragamo's up 129%. Ferragamo's making a comeback. We have a few Ferragamo bags in here, and they really do sell well. Number 3 is Pucci. Number 4 is Tote Me, and number 5 is Roberto Cavalli. As far as resale growth goes, the Goyard St. Louis tote, the increase in value 18% since last year. The Rolex Datejust is up 17%. The Birkin 30 up 15%. And the good old Louis Vuitton Speedy increased 13%. So if you're holding on to a Speedy that you're not using, now's a good time to sell her, up 13% from last year. Now, what is the trend as far as gold goes? So far, they say yellow gold is now reselling for 47% of its original retail value, which is up from 39% in 2024 and 37% in 2019. For 18 karat gold, average selling prices are up 53%. Okay, let's talk about a couple of bags that are really doing well on the resale market. First, the Chloe Paddington. From 2022 to 2023, the average selling price for the Chloe Paddington was between $215 and $217 in 2024, but now the average selling price is $724. So that was a 236% increase. What do you think about that? Just out of the blue, all of a sudden the Chloe Paddington, boom, 236%. Who has that bag? I don't have it, but I wish I did. Okay, now the Fendi baguette. The average selling prices for the baguettes climbed this year up 37%. Making a comeback. We have two vintage baguettes and they are gorgeous. Vintage Fendi baguettes are the #1 most obsessed about item on the entire site this year. All right, that's good to know. The term Birkin received 4,000 searches per day on average. By the time you finish reading this sentence, someone else has searched for a Birkin. The most expensive Birkin sold for $385,000 in West Hollywood this year. Of course, we know Jane Birkin's bag sold this year as well. And as far as the man purse season goes, men's Birkin searches were up 235%. As far as our most popular bags at Posh Purse Company, Chanel is the most requested. We live in a very wealthy area where people have a lot of discretionary income. So Chanel bags are our most requested bags. Hermes bags are obviously very popular. And then I'm going to say our next, obviously Louis Vuitton, there's always going to be a market for that. It's the biggest brand in the world as far as handbags goes. And then I'm going to say we really have a lot of people looking for Saint Laurent, and we have a lot of people looking for vintage Gucci. We sell a lot of vintage Gucci bags. Also Prada. We have a lot of Prada fans. The great thing about handbags is that what one person loves, another person may not love, and one person may look at a bag and go, that's a really unusual bag, and someone may love it. And that's what's so great is that, if we all liked the same thing, life would be so boring, right? So it's so fun to see, what one person doesn't like, another person falls in love with. And that's what's so great about resale bags. If you're not using a bag and it's just sitting in your closet collecting dust, resell it and let someone else love that bag and get some money for it while you're at it. At Posh Purse Company, we are offering a special consignment rate, and we take very good care of your bags, and we sell a lot of bags. So anyway, let me know what you think about the resale report. As always, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you very soon. So have a great day.